Hello and glad to have you here. Today we're going to talk about or have a talk around who is your worst critic when you're building your business in your everyday life. Think about that for a minute. And I have 3 awesome tips to help. Now, there's a lot more things to help you with this situation because been there, done that, still doing it, working on myself. But I can't put everything in a few minutes, and I want to be, respectful of your time. And just who do you think is your worst critic? And as you're thinking about that, think about why would that be? As well as when you're doing that, as you're hopping on, if you would please drop in where you're coming in from and just what your thoughts are, your questions, your comments. Let's have some interaction today and see what we can do. And I will try to remember as I'm still growing and learning how to do lives. You can never be perfect. So I'm still trying to get where I take a little time in between to ask questions. So still a part of what's going on, what we need to do as business builders online. So I this just popped in my head. I had something else that I was going to talk about, but then sometimes I think when I wake up in the morning and it's something that I need to talk about, that it just comes. And so then I'll move aside what I was going to talk about and talk about this particular thing. So, and let's see, before I get any deeper, let me just go ahead and introduce myself first before I not do that until the end, which I have done because I get so excited about the topic. So, my name is Cherie Woodard, and I help business builders and entrepreneurs to be able to come online, use social media to find prospects, leads, and sales for their business. And I do that in a variety of ways. I use attraction marketing philosophy to help you to learn how to attract those to you that you want to help, those that you want to serve. I use lead generation to help you find out where those people are so that you're not, out there pushing off on people that things that they don't want. You're in an area where people are and are looking for what it is that you have. The other thing is I like to talk about video marketing. And primarily when I talk about video marketing, I'm talking about learning to do videos and how important they are. So I like to use those in helping those people that I want to help, those people that I want to serve, as well as all of those things, other strategies, tips that are modern, updated, and trending. So that is basically what I do. The other thing is, I want to leave you today with a free training, or not. Well, yeah, okay. I'm okay. Tripping. It's okay. So there are 2 top anti-salesy type posts that actually attract people to you. And then you determine, if those are the people that are who you want to help. And if not, then, maybe, you can point them in another direction, a direction that's going to truly help them out. So that's really important. And so I have had this in this what is it? It's a group or it's a group that I'm sorry, I'm just like totally discombobulated all of a sudden. But anyway, it's a group that has these 2 top anti-salesing posts that I went in when I first started, and I learned so much information because there was so much information in there to be had. There's so many different people in there at different levels, and we all help each other. So the top two anti-salesy posts, I will put the information on the video. When it's downloaded, it will be in the comment section. Sorry, I got discombobulated and my lips wouldn't do what my head was telling me. So when we talk about and don't forget to drop in where you're coming in from, whether you're here with me live or whether you're catching us on the replay. It'll still, still be awesome to know where you're coming in from, and I can give you a shout out. Mouth just got dry. I must have just got a little bit anxious, and it happens. It doesn't matter how long you've been doing this. Sorry, a little water. Doesn't matter how long you've been doing live video, there's always something you can learn, there's always something you can improve on. And as you see, I'm live and I just went blah, 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 blah. So stuff happens and we have to be able to move on from that. So now, when we're talking about our worst critic, have you figured that out yet? I'm going to go on and tell you because I'm not seeing anything in the chat. So I don't know if it's just behind because there is a little bit of a delay. But our worst critic, our harshest critic is us to ourselves. We expect so much more from ourselves than we expect from anybody else. And as I was doing my research on this, just to make sure that I had some other points other than what's already in my head, is things that I found that actually went along with what it was that I was thinking and what it was that I have learned in time, because I was a perfectionist type person. And I say now that I am a recovering perfectionist, still working on it, but I'm getting better every day. But in that perfectionistic type personality, everything that I did had to be perfect. Everything, and you can't, just not one of those things that you can reach. Perfection is fleeting. It's something that when you get to something that you think, okay, perfect, it's already changed. So me being perfectionistic made it hard for me. Me having low self-esteem made it difficult, as well. Me not allowing myself any type of break. It had to be done. It had to be done now. It had to be done right. It had to be done perfect. I mean, if you looked at my notes now, you would think, how can she even read that stuff? But in the beginning, everything was like a little point here. Everything had to be written out, and all of these things. And eventually, I just learned to take the things that were coming out of my head. Instead of trying to get them down perfect, I wanted to get down the ideas that I had, the information that was coming out of me, that I wanted to share. And trying to do it perfectly, I would end up losing a couple of points or more. So what we don't, I think what we don't understand, or that we don't see in ourselves as we're being so super critical, is that there are maybe some background problems. There are some things that we may not be aware of, things that we learned as kids, and we start learning things and locking them in our brain when I think between the ages of 5 and 8, something like that. I don't remember the exact ages, but things that we get in our head from our parents, from others that are, other grown-ups, other people that do things to us like bullies and what have you, things that they say to you that go into your head and just stay there. And then they end up in your subconscious and they keep coming out, to protect you. But we can't let them protect us from everything, because we need to be able to move. We need to not be able to stay stuck, and when we're, listening to that subconscious, which has so much control over us. I mean, we don't even realize it. So it's really important to be able to, try to pull back from that and self-talk and positive and, help ourselves to change. So let me get back to my notes because I can feel myself going off on another tangent. So we want to learn to make allowances for ourselves. Because what we do when we're being perfectionistic, when we're being self-critical, when we're beating ourselves up, we make allowances for others and their mistakes or whatever, but we don't do it for ourselves. And it's really important that we change that. The other things I have are self doubt. That's one thing that can really cause you to keep rechecking yourself. Sometimes I do things that are so automatic that then, every now and then something will creep in and say, well, did you really close the garage door? And I'm like, oh, I know I always close it, but so I mean, there's probably been one time out of all the times that I really actually left it open and I had flipped around and came back and looked. But, it's just one of those things, there's always we all have something. So, oh, my light just went out, but you can still see me, so this is good. Um, so self-esteem issues, which I did have. I had low self-esteem. Like I said, the bullies and what have you, being perfectionistic, self-judgment. Those things are all things that can make it really hard to be who you really are and be that person that, just, can be awesome. We just won't let ourselves be. And if we continue with the negative stuff and then the negative self-talk, continues and continues to talk until we get to where, we could end up becoming paranoid or what else do I have here? Or thinking that others see us a certain way and they don't see us a certain way at all. They see us as a decent person, as a nice person, but we don't get it because maybe we thought they looked at us funny, like I said, getting a little paranoid. So, I don't know that I reached paranoia, but and not in, a psychiatric type way, but I don't know that I reached that point, but I know that I was so perfectionist, so everything had to be just so, and I was uh self-doubting and lacking in self-esteem. And that had to change. And I did, by the grace of God, change that. And some of the things that I did were, I started assessing myself. I started talking to those people that I knew cared about me, asked them what they thought and different things that I wanted to know so that I could begin to make changes in myself. Now, the things that I have that help, and I only have 3 things here, so, but there's a lot more. But number 1, self-talk that is positive, giving ourselves a break, giving ourselves grace, letting ourselves know that we don't have to be perfect, that, we are lovable, that we are, capable of doing whatever it is that we want to do. We just have to remember that our subconscious mind is trying to protect us. So it's trying to keep us from doing certain things and letting us, end up getting stuck. But we need to come out of that and using, self-talk. I did a lot of positive self-talk and I still do. When I get to those points where, like the other day, I was, left running out of the house to get to a doctor's appointment that was not that day on Monday. It was supposed to be on Tuesday, but I looked at my schedule wrong. I was upset, I was frustrated and stressed. And when I looked at it, my eyes just, looked and saw something that, that was totally different than what was there. Because when I came back home and looked, of course, it had the right date, the right time, and I was a day ahead. And it wasn't like the doctor's office was closed. So the other thing is gratitude, keeping a gratitude journal, writing down at least anywhere from 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for on a daily basis. I mean, there are people that don't have homes. There are people that don't have meals. There are people that I was hearing about because of what we're walking through today that are, in other countries that the shelves in the stores are empty. I had a friend here in the United States, in another part of the United States, who told me that, she went into, a few stores and the shelves were empty on certain areas. It just, we just don't need to, um, you know, make more problems than are already there, because I have so far, when I went to the store, there were groceries on the shelves. I had a car to get me to the grocery store. I had gas in my car to be able to get to where I needed to go. I have a home. I woke up this morning. I could see, I was able to be in my right mind. There's so many things that we need to be grateful for. And when you're in a place of gratitude, then the negative stuff can't push its way through that. And so it's just really an awesome thing. So that's another one. That's two. And then the third one that I have written down here, because this really makes people feel good. For me, helping people and having random acts of kindness are really such a lift for you and the person that you're trying to help. Now, a lot of people don't know how to accept that help because they're just so used to not getting it and not used to being able to move on from there and, just accept that help. There are people that when one of my mentors does her live video challenges, there are people, one of the things that she has you do is random acts of kindness. And there are people that have tried to approach others and give them something or give them a gift card or whatever. And they're like, why? What do you want? Or whatever. They're backing away. So random acts of kindness is the third way that I know that you can truly help yourself and help others. And if that one person won't take it, someone else will. Don't give up, because there are so many people out there that are in need. And so those are the things that I wanted to bring to you today, and to let you know that this perfectionism stuff is for the birds. I'm still working to change that. There are some times that I still get stuck in stuff, and then I have to get up, walk away, and do something else, or, to pray or meditate, or, start speaking positives to myself, look at something that I'm grateful for, all those things that I mentioned. So basically, that is it for today. I'm not seeing any comments or questions. If you have them, please make sure that you get back with me, message me, whatever. If there's something that I need to clarify for you or whatever. And remember that I will have the free gift of the two top anti-salesy posts that attract people to you, and I will have them in the video when it's downloaded on the comment section. So basically, that is it for today. Today is my last day going live. I cut back from going live 5 days a week to where I only go 3 days a week now, and that's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, usually at noon, unless something bumps me, and then I still go live. It may be earlier, it may be later. So I'm going to go on and leave it at that. I want you guys to have a great rest of your day. And then I'll be doing some posts for the rest of the week and the weekend. Talk soon. Have an awesome day. Bye now.